well, I worked with Charles and Ryan several years ago. So I've met like a few times through Ryan. And I thought the seems nice. It looks fine.
Blake Lively's squeaky clean image is finally starting to crumble. For years, she has been Hollywood's golden girl, but let us be honest, her success was fueled by nepotism from the start.
I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with them. And then I got a few of them.
Behind the scenes, Blake has struggled to get along with her co-stars, frequently stirring up drama and competing for the spotlight.
I think I'm just brunette because of the book. Nah, no one knows blonde anyway.
Behind the scenes, Blake Lively's carefully crafted image is beginning to crack, and this time, there's no saving it. She has a long history of clashing with co-stars, stirring up drama, and fighting to stay in the spotlight. But now, she's finally exposed herself by dragging Justin Baldoni, and the receipts are piling up fast. For years, Blake's reputation has been carefully protected. Whether it was her parents, Ryan Reynolds, or her powerful Hollywood connections, someone always stepped in to bury the truth whenever her difficult personality threatened to come to light. But not anymore. It's time to break down every celebrity who saw through her act long before the rest of us did. One star who knows firsthand just how messy Blake can be is Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett's marriage to Ryan Reynolds didn't just end, it was wrecked by Blake. Rumors about Blake and Ryan's relationship have been swirling for years, and if anyone knows the truth, it's Scarlett. Before Blake, there was Scarlett. She and Ryan seemed like the perfect couple when they married in 2008, but by 2010, things had fallen apart. That just so happened to be the same year Blake and Ryan filmed Green Lantern together. On set, their chemistry was undeniable, flirting, giggling, and more physical contact than necessary. Both were in relationships at the time, Blake with Penn Badgley and Ryan still married to Scarlett. But by the time the Green Lantern press tour rolled around, it was clear something was up. Despite insisting they were just friends, they were spending an awful lot of time alone together. Ryan himself even admitted that he knew he had crossed a line. And wouldn't you know it, just 3 months after the Green Lantern press tour, Blake suddenly dumped Penn Badgley, and Ryan announced his split from Scarlett Johansson in the very same month. Coincidence? Hollywood doesn't believe in coincidences. Scarlett never outright called Blake a homewrecker, but she's definitely hinted at it. In one interview, she spoke about how difficult it is to be with another actor, saying the logistics can be challenging, especially when both careers are moving at the same pace or if one person is more successful than the other. She also admitted that career competition can destroy relationships, which, let us be real, sounds exactly like what happened with her and Ryan. And this isn't just speculation. A source once revealed that Ryan was a control freak in their marriage. He expected Scarlett to drop everything and come to him whenever he wanted. If you've been following the drama surrounding It Ends With Us and how Ryan allegedly rewrote parts of the script, you already know he loves having the final say in his partner's career. Blake and Ryan have always tried to act like their romance started after their breakups, but the timeline tells a different story. The connections are undeniable, and Hollywood has been whispering about it for years.
Everyone gains 10 points. But, you go up. That's all you get to win.
I know, I can't believe
that's it.
like more compliment.
Yeah.
Sources told the Daily Mail that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's chemistry sparked while filming Green Lantern. A server even claimed to have caught them getting close over dinner before Ryan and Scarlett Johansson had split. It was just the two of them, laughing and flirting, the source revealed. If you didn't know who they were, you'd assume they were a couple. Then in December 2010, just weeks after Ryan's split was announced, writer Kat Marnell took to Twitter with a now-deleted bombshell. She claimed, "Fun fact, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds hooked up when RR was still married to ScarJo and holed up in a NOLA hotel room during Green Lantern. She also revealed that Us Weekly had discovered the affair, but Ryan and Blake's teams allegedly threatened to squash the story. And guess where Green Lantern was filmed? New Orleans. The math is definitely mathing. Blake has always been protected by her powerful connections. As a classic Nepo baby, she's been coddled her entire career. But Scarlett herself hinted that Ryan didn't have time to invest in their marriage, saying, "We have no time for dates. We work, and then I just stare at the wall for a few hours before I go to sleep." Like in any profession, it's difficult. You want to make sure you have time to invest in your family. It's a challenge, but it's worth it. At least now we know where Ryan's time allegedly went. And while Scarlett has never publicly confronted Blake, Hollywood insiders claim the tension has lingered for years. The two actresses reportedly avoid each other at all costs, never attending the same events, never acknowledging each other's existence. And honestly, that silence speaks volumes. But Scarlett isn't the only celebrity who has had a problem with Blake. Let's talk about other stars who warned us. The latest addition to this list, someone no one saw coming: Taylor Swift. Now that the tides are turning against Hollywood's so-called mean girls, Taylor appears to be distancing herself from the drama to protect her own reputation. A bombshell article just dropped in the Daily Mail, written by none other than top entertainment journalist James Fuschka. And here's the thing: Fuschka doesn't just write anything. If he's putting something out there, it's because he has solid sources to back it up. So, what exactly did he reveal? Let's break it all down.
After Green Lantern come and gone, all that stuff, we were both single. We went on a double date she was on a date with another guy, and I was a girl, and that was the most awkward date for their respective partners, because we were just like fireworks coming across the...
These types of articles are often strategically planted by PR teams to shape public perception, and this one feels particularly calculated. According to journalist James Fuschka, Taylor Swift is reportedly distancing herself from Blake Lively. She allegedly feels used as an intimidation tactic in Blake's ongoing lawsuit with Justin Baldoni, a legal battle Taylor never wanted to be involved in. The situation suggests Taylor is now carefully stepping away from any association with the unfolding drama.
She will protect Taylor Swift's reputation by any means necessary, and they fold. Okay, the editors, the writers, journalists, when she says put something in the mail, it gets done. And I'm not saying that part allegedly. That is a fickety fact.
That's not just a little distance, that's a full-blown retreat. Taylor Swift, the queen of a carefully curated image, doesn't cut ties lightly. If she's stepping back from Blake Lively, it means something major is brewing, something that made Taylor think staying close could damage her brand in the long run. Whatever happened must be serious, and now everyone is wondering, what's the real story behind Taylor's sudden decision to distance herself?
Her friends also think that Blake's "I'm Khaleesi and like her I happen to have dragons" text to Justin was uncool and unnecessary, because she was essentially used as an intimidation tactic.
While the Daily Mail article offers a glimpse into the situation, there's likely much more to this story. Could Taylor Swift feel like she was used as a pawn in a larger power play? Did Blake Lively try to leverage their friendship to influence the lawsuit, or did Taylor feel pressured to take a side she wasn't comfortable with? These are all possibilities. For years, rumors have swirled that Blake Lively is difficult behind the scenes, constantly trying to outshine her co-stars and making their experience on set miserable. Just ask Anna Kendrick, who got the full Blake Lively treatment while filming A Simple Favor. When Anna and Blake teamed up, fans expected their on-screen chemistry to be flawless, but behind the scenes, it was reportedly a nightmare. According to an insider from Lionsgate, tensions between the two actresses were so intense that the studio had to intervene and force them to fake a friendly dynamic. One producer even described the set as unbearable because the two were constantly at odds. The main issue: Blake's alleged obsession with outshining Anna. In response, Anna fought back, demanding more promotional opportunities than Blake and even insisting that her cleavage be photoshopped to appear bigger than Blake's on the movie poster. Apparently, their rivalry wasn't just about screen time, it was about who looked better doing it. By the time filming wrapped, the two weren't even speaking, proving just how deep their feud ran.
Don't touch me.
But even after filming wrapped, the tension didn't fade. During the press tour, it became clear that the feud was still brewing. Anna even made a pointed remark in an interview, throwing subtle shade that hinted at the ongoing conflict between them. During a BuzzFeed interview, Anna openly stated, "That was the day I decided I hated you. We were all talking trash about you." She tried to pass it off as a joke, but given their rocky history, it didn't exactly come across that way. The tension was undeniable.
I met Blake. I worked with her husband Ryan several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film. And and thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah.
Then there's Henry Golding, who found himself caught in the middle of all the drama. While he never directly called out Blake, his interviews spoke volumes. Henry admitted he was extremely nervous working with both Blake and Anna, describing the set as so small that it was impossible to escape the tension. He even questioned if he belonged there, saying, "There were certain days where I was like, what am I doing, why am I here?" But what really raised eyebrows was his response when asked about the rumored feud between Anna and Blake. Instead of confidently shutting it down, Henry looked visibly uncomfortable, struggling to give an answer. His awkward response only fueled speculation that he was holding back the truth, making it clear that the behind-the-scenes drama was very real.
I'm the reason she gets out of bed in the morning.
And Anna's just an egomaniac.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
I learned a lot
incredible.
from her.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a genius to read between the lines. Henry Golding clearly witnessed something on set that made him too nervous to speak out. And the drama didn't just fade over time. Years later, Anna Kendrick subtly hinted that she muted Blake Lively on AListDrama. Now, imagine having to return and film a sequel with someone you don't even want to follow online. That speaks volumes. If there's one thing Blake Lively can't stand, it's sharing the spotlight, and nowhere was that more obvious than during the Gossip Girl press tours. From the beginning, Blake made it clear she wanted to be the center of attention. And let's be real, it wasn't because of her talent. As a full-fledged Nepo baby, she was handed opportunities on a silver platter, and she knew exactly how to take advantage of them. But when she realized she wasn't the only star of the show, things got messy. Leighton Meester, who actually worked her way up in the industry, was just as beloved by fans and critics. And that did not sit well with Blake. Their rivalry was more than just on-screen drama, it was real. Throughout the Gossip Girl press tours, Blake Lively repeatedly tried to position herself as the it girl while subtly taking jabs at Leighton Meester. What started as playful banter gradually turned mean-spirited. At one point, Blake even had the audacity to call her co-stars monkeys, forcing everyone to awkwardly laugh it off. Her attempts to dominate the spotlight became impossible to ignore. Behind the scenes of Gossip Girl, the drama wasn't just scripted, it was real. Rumors swirled that Blake Lively resented sharing the spotlight with Leighton Meester, especially when Leighton started receiving just as much attention. When the wardrobe budget for Leighton increased, Blake reportedly lost it, despite already having plenty of designer looks. She allegedly believed that, since she was the most successful cast member outside of Gossip Girl, she should automatically be the main focus. Even executive producer Joshua Safran later confirmed the speculation, bluntly stating, "Blake and Leighton were not friends. They were friendly, but not like Serena and Blair." Then there's Penn Badgley, who dated Blake during the show. After their breakup, Penn's life took a dark turn. Years later, he admitted that filming alongside his ex for years was an endurance test. At the time, most people assumed it was just an awkward work situation, but in hindsight, it's clear he was struggling. Meanwhile, Blake seemed entirely unbothered. She often shared funny stories about their past relationship, stories that just so happened to make her look better than Penn. Even Penn's wife later confirmed that when she met him, he was completely lost. He himself described his life after Gossip Girl as a trash bag full of broken pieces. If both he and Leighton had exhausting experiences working with Blake, maybe they weren't shading her, maybe they were warning us. And it wasn't just her co-stars who had issues, guest stars struggled too. Armie Hammer, for example, also had a rough time working with Blake. While he tried to remain diplomatic, his body language and choice of words spoke volumes. When asked about the biggest diva on Gossip Girl, he avoided naming names but admitted, "Let me just say, that was a tough show to film. I didn't end up actually filming all the episodes I was supposed to because it was such a tough experience." When Andy Cohen pressed him for more details, Armie hesitated. But the moment he mentioned Blake's name, Chelsea Handler immediately cut in, saying, "Sounds like she was the problem." Andy he fully agreed. Armie tried to backtrack, but the damage was already done. Nobody dodges a question that hard unless they're hiding something. And let's not forget Armie isn't the only one who struggled. We've already heard about Leighton and Penn barely tolerating Blake during their Gossip Girl years. Now we find out that even guest stars couldn't make it through their episodes because the experience was that unbearable. That says everything. Blake Lively may have played the effortlessly charming Serena van der Woodsen on screen, but behind the scenes, her real-life reputation was far from golden. While she carefully crafted the image of Hollywood's sweetheart, the reality was far messy, one that plenty of co-stars have hinted at but never fully exposed. Blake Lively's fans love to paint her as Hollywood's sweetheart, but the receipts tell a different story this time, from journalists who've dealt with her off-script. Norwegian journalist Kirsty Fla once interviewed Blake and Parker Posey for a promo tour, expecting professionalism. Instead, she got high school mean girl energy. When Fla politely congratulated Blake on her publicly announced pregnancy, she didn't receive a simple thank you. Instead, Blake responded with an attitude that left the journalist stunned. It was clear that behind the polished image, Blake wasn't nearly as sweet as her fans liked to believe. Blake Lively joking about a non-existent pregnancy to a journalist who struggled to conceive wasn't girl boss energy, it was just cruel. And it didn't stop there. Throughout the interview, Blake completely ignored Kirsty Fla, turned her body away, and acted like she wasn't even in the room. The treatment was so humiliating that Fla later admitted the experience nearly made her quit journalism altogether. Blake's sweet Hollywood persona cracking under the weight of reality. Here's where it gets really juicy. Why is this interview resurfacing 8 years later? Journalist Kirsty Fla didn't just wake up one day and decide to drag Blake Lively. She stayed silent for years until another journalist slid into her DMs with a disturbingly similar experience. "I have a degree in journalism, and I had such a visceral reaction to watching this Blake Lively interview it made me want to vomit. Honestly, kudos to the interviewer for remaining professional. I think I would have walked out. It's such bully behavior to sit there and have a conversation on the side, completely ignoring the journalist. And their PR people were watching the whole thing. I'm wondering why it's just coming out now. Was it buried to save face? The actress should be embarrassed. And honestly, they have a point. Why did this stay buried for so long? Blake's fans love to act like she's some wholesome Hollywood darling, but the receipts are piling up. From CO stars to journalists, the people who have worked with her aren't exactly singing her praises. So, did these celebrities actually warn us about Blake all along, or is this just another case of Hollywood drama? Either way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss the latest tea.